This is Mozzy that I'm working with today. This is ride 5. I had saddled him up and messed with him a little bit on the ground before getting on. He was actually kind of sticky on the ground before this ride. When asking him to lunge, he wanted to change directions kind of over the top of me and offered rearing a little bit, but got him straightened out pretty quick and loosened up, and then went ahead and stepped on for this 5th ride. So on his last ride, I had saddled him up and played around in the round pen and looked for a little bit of a faster walk, but we hadn't quite trotted yet. So that was my goal for this ride. I have him in a hackamore, and I did for the previous ride as well. So he's starting to get that figured out. Here we're just cruising around at a walk. I'm looking for his hip occasionally and making sure that he's still with me, that I can kind of one rein stop him from a walk if I need to. Looking for him to be soft during it as well. I try to do a lot of petting on these colts. Go ahead and walk to the other side of the round pen here. I try not to let him hang out and rest at all by the gate. A little more petting on him. This colt is really cordial. He's been really good about wanting to try, and he has a pretty decent feel under saddle, even with the very short amount of time he's had so far. This guy is an awesome Roni son out of a Rolling Jack's Copper daughter. And he goes back to Zangold Jackson on the bottom as well. He's actually a full brother to the Soda filly that I had. So that's kind of cool. So when he feels like he's putting just a little bit more effort into that walk, into moving out, then I release my pressure. And I'm kind of starting to use the tail of my rope. I'll click to him and feel forward and kick. There he trotted with me for the first time. I don't want him to rest by the gate though, so I'm going to continue putting pressure on him over there. He kind of got confused and wanted to stop right there. He also doesn't really want to walk away from the gate, so it takes a little bit more effort to get him to go that direction. Another nice little trot. I immediately start petting on him. He's really willing. He doesn't feel tight or humpy at all, which is great. Another nice little transition, and I go ahead and bend him around to the left. He feels really good. Nice looking shoe right there. This colt is really nice. These awesome Roni horses have been absolutely wonderful for me. They hail from Gene and Jan Hedelwitz's program in North Dakota. I've started a handful of them at this point, and I really like them. Nice little one rein stop right there. Looking for him to trot in the other direction. There he actually picked up the trot going away from where he wants to go, so that was good. Pat on him a little bit there. I was able to keep him going by the gate before he decided to transition down into the walk. Just looking for him to free up a little bit. If I can end with being able to trot a full circle in both directions, that would be perfect. And whenever I let him rest, I'm always conscious of where I'm letting him rest. I only want to allow him to rest on the far side of the round pen away from the gate. That is very important at this stage. Looking for him to step around. When he offers just a step, I stop and praise. This colt feels really nice. He's just a 2-year-old, but he doesn't feel small. Looking for that trot again. He kind of wanted to get sticky right there in the round pen. He actually offers to back up right here. So I spank him on the butt, try to get him moving forward again, and off he goes. Change directions. A lot more willing to trot back towards that gate. Keep him going by it. That was really nice. Trotted a full circle. I asked him to stop and praise. I glance at the drone right there to make sure it's still set up correctly. Then we turn around back to the left. I'm looking for him to trot out. He's doing a lot better about staying in the trot, although I will still have to ask him to continue trotting. It's still very early on. He wants to get sticky again in this particular spot of the round pen. So we're just cruising around. I'm just looking for him to free up. I bend him around and disengage him right here, kind of try to make it uncomfortable by the gate. He was using him having to poop as an opportunity to hang out at the gate and slow down back to a walk. Change directions. And then do it again. He kind of wants to cut in on the circle, so I'm trying to keep him over by the fence. Trying to make him use the whole round pen. Kind of acts like he wants to stop over there, but I'm able to keep him going, although he's kind of reluctant. Stop into the fence. Looked for a couple steps of a back up right there, and that was really good. This guy's really nice. I'm excited to see what he'll be able to accomplish once he gets some more time on him. Just a big classy bay. Off we go at the trot again. He's a lot more willing to move. Even that trouble spot is getting better. He almost felt like I could have asked him to lope on this ride, but I didn't really want to push it. I wanted to end in a good spot. And a high trot was pretty much all I was looking for this ride. Go in the middle of the round pen and change directions while still at a trot. That was pretty good. He was extremely willing, and he wanted to be pretty soft in the hackamore. Cruising around on that right circle again. It's a lot easier to keep him going. I'm not having to pedal on him or anything. He just stays kind of in the gait that I'm putting him in. Come around, cross through the middle of the round pen and try to change directions the other way while still at a trot. Kind of wanted to drop back, but not bad at all. Looking for a step of the back up there, and then I praise. And that's it. Super nice little ride for this guy. Only ride 5, so it's still very early in his progress. And he's been so nice to work with. I just go ahead and unsaddle him right here where he stands, And once again, it's on the far side of the round pen where I want to let him rest. All in all, I was pretty happy with this. He really freed up in the trot, and that was my primary goal for this ride. This horse is pretty cool. I'm excited to see what he'll be. Jerk my saddle off there and rub on him a little bit. I want it to be a positive experience for him. Actually pull my hackmore off too. Love on him on the other side a little bit. Then when I go to walk off, he follows me. I always think that that's pretty cool. Kind of draw him to me. Ask him to disengage. Do some more scratching on him. I really like that when they're kind of hooked on to you after a ride. Well, that's all for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I was very happy with this guy. Good little session for him.